This viral video showing 3 teens viciously beating another teen on a school bus has shocked millions of viewers. The 13-year-old victim suffered a broken arm and 2 black eyes, and I suspect a lot more injuries. The beating supposedly took place after the victim reported to school officials that the 3 15-year-old attackers tried to sell him drugs. Take a listen to the bus driver trying to intervene.
You got to get somebody here quick. They're about to beat this boy to death over here. Please get somebody here quick. And they still do it. I know I can do.
That bus driver has come under fire for not stepping in sooner. Here to tell his story in a Fox exclusive is the bus driver, John Moody, and his attorney, Frank McDermott. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us. John, you're the driver. I'm going to go right to you. You did not physically intervene. Do you wish that you had?
Your Honor, this is just a bad situation. It started at school. They let the kids get on the bus in the afternoon and didn't give me a heads up or anything as to what happened in school. So I didn't have a clue.
Okay, John, one of the things that we don't know, was the bus moving at the time?
No, the bus had stopped.
Was it still on school grounds?
No, it was on a private road, on the road.
Okay.
I was stopping to let the student off.
All right. Now, these 3 teens, had you had trouble with them before?
No, I had not.
Okay.
Not during the summer, anyway.
Okay. And are you sorry you didn't intervene?
Well, I'll tell you like this, Your Honor. I had nightmares over it. I wanted to do something, but policy said the bus driver should not intervene in a fight like that. Call it in, get some help out there.
How long did it take to get help? How long did it take to get help, John?
Your Honor, I'm not sure. It probably took about 5 or 10 minutes.
Frank, do you know how long it took for help to get there?
It was about 3 or 4 minutes before help got out there. I know that once Mr. Moody called dispatch, they got on the line and they started calling law enforcement officers out to the scene.
All right. And John, you made the decision to retire. Were you asked to retire, or is this something that you did on your own?
No, it has nothing to do with my retirement. I was going to do that anyway.
And John, you know, this young boy, the 13-year-old, you were very upset as you watched that beating. Was there any other student on the bus who tried to help the 13-year-old?
No, because the bus was just so crowded, and then the kids are not supposed to get involved in it either.
Yeah,
I had 45 kids on the bus.
How many kids on the bus?
It was about 45 kids on that bus.
But it's interesting, John, you say the kids were not supposed to get involved. I mean, I understand that some of them actually stood up and used their cell phones to take video of this beatdown.
Yes, they did, which that's a no-no.
Well, you know, shame on them. Anyway, John and Frank, thank you for being with us this evening. And joining me now is Florida prosecutor Stacey Honowitz. Stacey, everyone, including me, is furious about this horrific beatdown on a school bus, the place where we put our children to get to school safely. Can these 15-year-olds be charged as adults?
Absolutely, Judge. Under Florida law, they're going to be charged with aggravated battery. They intentionally hit this kid and they caused serious bodily injury, permanent disfigurement, and serious harm. So they can be waived up to adult court, or there can be a direct file because of the seriousness of the crime, even if they didn't have any prior contact with the criminal justice system.
All right, and quickly, do we know whether they had any prior contact? Are you aware of whether there was any juvenile record or any other contact?
They haven't stated whether or not there's been a juvenile record. As you know, a lot of that is confidential, but I'm sure in the coming weeks we will come to find out whether or not they've had any contact with the system.
Is there an obligation for the school bus driver to at least get involved? He said something interesting that, you know, he's not supposed to get involved. Do you know?
Well, Well, every school has a policy, but certainly they're not charging him with neglect of a child, which is something morally everybody looks at and says, why isn't he being charged? But legally, he had no obligation to get involved. Certainly there's going to be lawsuits to say that he breached his duty. I don't know how successful they're going to be because
you know,
he does not have an
Stacey,
obligation.
what's interesting is that he came out right away and said the school didn't tell me that there had been a problem. You know, that makes it clear to me that if there is a lawsuit, you know, the school probably should be included. And finally, the possibility of this child almost being a whistleblower. He goes to school, he says, these kids are selling me pot, and they beat the hell out of him. I think the school has a responsibility to protect him.
Well, you're going to, oh yeah, absolutely. You're going to see lawsuits come out of this, and certainly one of those is going to be the whistleblower, that it was in retaliation for what he was telling. And certainly it's going to cause a big ruckus of what goes on in school, what you can tell, and what will happen afterwards.
Well, it should. Stacey Honowitz, thanks so much for being with us this evening.
Thanks, Judge.
All right.